Good morning, students. This is Dr. N. Shirisha, Associate Professor from CSE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about functions in the JavaScript and also the event handlers, how to handle events in the JavaScript. In this session, I am going to tell you how to use a JavaScript object. So, already we have discussed DOM, Document Object Model in XML. So, we go with the objects in the JavaScript where we use DOM also for using those objects in the JavaScript. In this session, we are going to deal what is an object. There are different types of objects. So, math object, one, date object. So, math object, all the mathematical calculations like how to apply square root, how to apply logarithms and all. So, using the objects we discuss in the math object. Similarly, date object to get the date, month, year and also time with standard Indian time. So, like that we have different date objects. Similarly, number objects we have, then boolean objects. Boolean objects like whether number objects like infinity or positive infinity, negative infinity, like that, and boolean with true or false. And the string objects you can use for different various string concatenations or substrings or something like joining the two strings, like that you can use the string objects, okay, finding the length of a string, etc. So, we start with what is an object. So, in JavaScript, object is a collection of properties. So, collection of properties, whatever the, suppose if you take a math objects, so all the properties of those mathematical objects will be collected at one place. So, we can use that collection of properties of those mathematics from mathematical libraries and all in different objects. So, these properties are nothing but the members of the classes. So, what are the properties? Properties are nothing but the members of the classes from Java or C++. For instance, in JavaScript, the object date. So, date is used which happens to the member of a class in Java. So, date you can just get in DDMM, YY format or with along with the IST also. The property can be of two types, either the data type or a function type. So, this is the property, either a data type or the function type. The data properties are sometimes called as properties and method properties are called as methods or functions. Data properties are called as simply properties, but method properties are called as methods or functions, that anyway we know. Object is a root object in JavaScript and all other objects are formed from this object using prototype inheritance. So, first you will have an object which is a root object and from there all other objects are formed from this object using a prototype inheritance, means object dot you call the other objects whatever you want. So, this is about the objects. So, we will have properties and the methods. So, math object. What is a math object? Performing mathematical computations, there are some useful methods in JavaScript. So, those methods are resided in math object. So, first, how do you write any object, how to access that is document.write. You know, document.write is a DOM, document object model. Here also we are talking about the objects only. So, document.write, math.minimum. So, what is this min object? This is a math object. So, math object you are using to find the minimum value. Math.min will give you the minimum among these two values that you are passing. Like that, we have different math objects. One is the square root to find the square root of a number. So, we will pass a number. So, this is a data. This is a simple property. Power, POW stands for power. Power A comma B. So, whatever the values you wanted to find, so that power you are passing, that as a parameters you are passing. So, A comma B. Similarly, tan, absolute values, minimum value, exponential. So, tan of something. Okay, that number you have to pass. Min you have to pass two values because you have to find the minimum of two numbers. Okay, ceil and floor, these are the functions or the objects that you use for rounding the values, okay, to the nearest number. So, maximum, sine, log, cos. So, like this you have so many mathematical objects that can be used in the JavaScript. So, here is a program where we are going to use a math.square root. So, sample HTML along with the script. We are talking about a JavaScript. So, in every JavaScript program we start with a script tag. type equals to text or HTML. So create a variable number equal to 100 and document dot write math square root of number. Okay, so let me show you the execution of this. So I am just saving this with the HTML only, even though we are using a JavaScript math of. So just I am saving on the desktop. So let me show you the execution of how we have to execute this. Okay, square root of 100 is 10. So what is the program that we have written? Just we have started our script. So inside script we are giving the var. The var is a variable where you are creating a variable num. You are passing the value 100, and here document dot write is a document object model. So we write which gives the output. So it writes the output on the screen. H3 to get a font size of 3. Okay, H1 will be the larger font, H2 will be the smaller than H1, H3 again smaller than H2 and also H1. So plus concatenating with math dot square root. What is this math? Math object. So math dot, for every object we just give dot to access the functions. So here what is the method we are giving? Square root. Okay, square root of num. So this is a property that you are passing for your math object. Okay, close your H3. So this is the output we are getting. Okay, next. So here if you see, this is how we execute the math object. Similarly, we can use a number object, date object, anything similarly. So various properties of number object are, so if you wanted to find the maximum value, then what you have to do, you can use this property max underscore value. Max means largest, we all know. So largest possible number will get displayed. Min, replace max with min, minimum smallest possible value will be displayed. NaN is nothing but not a number. So when the input is given and which is not a number, in that case NaN will be displayed, and Pi is a pi, the value of pi gets displayed, positive infinity, negative infinity, they will get displayed. So these are the few number objects we have. So how to write or how to access the number objects? So using the number object. So here a script is same HTML with the script tag. So what you are doing, you are replacing in the document dot write method or in document dot write. So you are using a number object. What does number object will do? Whatever the method you are using here, parameter you are using here, so this property will be displayed. What is the property? Negative infinity. So in the output you are getting what? So that is a negative infinity you are getting. So just to see this also. So okay, just we are giving a number object with a property negative infinity. So negative infinity. Similarly, you can go with the other objects also. Then we have date object. What is the date object? The object is to obtain the date and also time. So get date is a function which is used to retrieve the date here. Get is to retrieve. So get will be retrieving the values. So what is the value? Date. So returns the day of the month. So return get date means what? It returns the day of the month. Get day means day of the week from 0 to 6. Full year, it returns the year. Get hours, it will returns the hours. So how many hours? 24 hours, right? So 0 to 23 it will return. Set a date. If you don't want to retrieve, but you have to set some value to date. So then you have to use the set date. Set the date of the month of the date object. Set full year. Set the year of date object. Set hours, hour. So day, year, hour. Date, full year, hours we have to use with the prefix set. To string, converts date object to a string. Value of returns the primitive value of a date object. value of a date object, returns the primitive value of a date object. So date object, so date dot you have to give, date dot these properties. So here is a program which is going to create a variable called my date. So this is the object that you have created, date date object, and using this my date we can access. Okay, so document dot write. So the date is, this is a text that is going to display, plus is used to concatenate the text with this date object. So what is my date object? My date is my object. So my date to string. So you are converting that to string. So BR will be a new line. Okay, so here again new line, here again new line. So document dot write. First the date is will get printed. So the date is, so the complete date will be printed because you have converted that to string. String will be printed here. Today's date, date means get date. So get date, month, so get month. Okay, so like that any object that you wanted to use can be retrieved here. So okay, just replace this. So Saturday, December 9th. So this will be the get to string or date object dot to string. Okay, so for to string, what is the output you are getting? So this is the line output you are getting. Then today's date, today's date is 9. So what is today's date? So get date will be retrieving the today's date. Then this is the month, month means get month. So month is 11th. So like that you can, so 0 to 11 it is taking. So because this is the 12th month December, it is not displaying 12 because you have, it will consider from 0 to 11. Okay, so 11 it is displaying. Clear? Then we move to the Boolean object. So Boolean object is used again to represent the true or false value. So here again we are creating an object for Boolean. Okay, passing the parameter true, document dot write, just this object bb dot to string. So what you are printing? True. Whatever the value you are passing, it will get printed. Okay. So this is how you have to use the objects in JavaScript, in Java code, as well as the properties are main thing here along with the objects. Okay. So here string objects we have concat. Concat is a function where it joins. Okay, concatenation, joining. Okay, strings will get joined. Substring means it will just take, suppose if you have MLR Institute of Technology, you wanted to take only the first 3 letters. So where you wanted to begin, where you wanted to end. So I want to begin it with 0 and 1, 2. So I can give 0, 2. So only this part substring will get printed. So that is the use of substring. To uppercase converts the string into uppercase. Length takes the length of the string. Caret on means, that means it will take the index. Suppose if I am passing the index value as 3, then from Institute of Technology it is going to print. So that position value we are passing. To lowercase, it will convert the given string into the lowercase. Value of it will give the primitive value and split where you wanted to split. Suppose I wanted to split MLR separately and Institute of Technology separately. So I'll pass this position like 3. So it will just split it there. Okay. Concat is used for joining and split is used to divide. Okay. So this is a program where we have taken a p tag with the ID we have taken demo, and we have created some text here. Okay, and my array text dot split. So it has to split and separate that with a single space. So document dot get element by ID, what is that? Demo. So now in the place of paragraph it has to print my array of 2. My array of 2 is, it has to take this, okay, 0. So what will be the output? 0, 1, 2. So this is a 2. U has to print. So that's the output. Okay. Let me show you this also. Okay, U is getting printed. Suppose if you wanted to print what just Doing, that means what? Third one. So here I will make the index as 3, just save this, then refresh. So doing. So array index has to be passed to consider which text that you wanted to print. Okay, so this is about the string objects. So in this session we have discussed about different objects we have to use in the JavaScript. Thank you all.